This anime starts with Suzuki 2, known as Satan, a computer programmer, 29-year-old games running to catch the train to get to the office and work on the weekend, but things turned upside down when he decided to take a nap after working day and night and fixing bugs. Unlimited, he slept saying he sleeps his only freedom, but when he opened his eyes he was taken to a world different. At first he thought it was everything is a dream, but it wasn't that after him also finding out he is now 15 years old. However, before they Satu can understand this whole situation, army of lizard men launches a attack against him, forced to cast a mighty spell in retribution, sated the completely eliminate using powers specials, and its level is increased to 310, maximizing all your stats now as an adventurer, high level, armed with a community of skills and without knowing how to return to realities and win the title of Conqueror of the Valley Dragons. Satu, yet I believe this is all a dream. Sitting on the mountain pulled out Taba, finding a way out of this game, and that's when he discovered his new magical abilities. He used a meteor shower in a distant place, but it wasn't far enough, and now he has to run or die with a meteor shower he tested from. Anyway, he was still alive, and because of the high risks of rain, Satu Meteors decided to turn her off, then changed clothes, drank some water, and took a nap after adventures in episode 1. Sata 6-1. Group of people struggling with winter. Their level was low, but all of them. I was having a hard time defeating him. Seeing this, Sata jumped into the field of battle to save a girl and her. Took the girl to a safe place, thanked him for saving his life, and then the two adopted out of nowhere. Two girls attacked Sata thinking he kidnapped her friend. Xena told her, calm down, and also who jumped saved his life. Later everyone gets along, and Jumped had an idea of the city and their traditions. Room for your stay and say goodbye to Xena and her friends after he makes his paperwork and get a visa for City Selu, which is only valid for 10 Saturdays. Reserved a place for a stay and learned about the demon lord of this world. After eating your meal, sat down with Marta, went to Avenida Tita to obtain general items such as clothing and other things in the Satyr market. Met two human DMs and saved her from the bullying. Bounced buying some staples of hair for Marta as thanks, but everyone knows he's trying win her heart. Both victorious home after buying a few more things, and Sato ate one delicious lunch recommended by Marta, but when he went to sleep he heard that he ate too much. Scene knows this tower says that she has no work today, so she wants to show your beauty of this city. Sat down and hugged to go with her. After buying your hamburgers, two sat in front of the fountain and indulged in food unintentionally or not, looking like an encounter scene shown everything, and they ate almost every kind of food. After that, Xena takes Sata to a church where she tells him about a holy sword that glows blue if the person who assures is a hero. Afterwards, they meet Orna, a priestess who serve Palian, a goddess. Orna thinks of Satana like a couple and make a joke cute about it that leaves are cured themselves. Orna had a emergency and left while Xena keep showing your city. While traveling I just saw something terrible that made him sad. He saw a person throwing stones thinking they are demons and hitting them is the will of God. Seeing that scene, jumped in front to stop that people hit them seriously, that it is so effective to have so much racism. In fact, the premise is a world miscellaneous. Satu immediately answered the human master and the husband in front of the people who were throwing stones at human Denia. Out of nowhere, a demon if forced out of the body of the accused man and attacked everyone, but the demon that escaped did something and arrested all his master. He is now trapped in a dungeon and must complete a mission to escape this maze. Satu becomes the new master of the Denia. Humans denounce islands together with food, water and clean clothes. Satu organism a team with Lisa and began his journey to escape from the region. Satyr realizes that Lisa fanny pack not getting none experience because all they are doing is obeying him. Then to make it starts to order them help him to kill the heavy insects that we all know that Saturday we could kill the bugs with eyes closed, but he wanted their partners to win experience. Also, honestly, Satu seems to be a very good guy. Started to like him. His level increased after that they defeated many insects together. Satu then fed them as a ordered them to sleep for 3 hours. She became more devoted to Satu when he they started teaching the skills. After walking for a while and killing many monsters and undead beast of level 40 spawns, and Satu is the only one who could defeat him. He is at level 310. After voting monster, he saved some people and gave orders Elisa, Tama, and Pochi to protect everyone from those monsters. Strangers meanwhile sat against Xena and immediately rescues the group of soldiers found a treasure box. When they opened the demon that trapped everyone in the dungeon came up. Everyone tried kill him, but it was in vain, and on top of that, he summoned the demon lord, his master, and now the only person who can save all this. Sata Pain made its appearance and slashed the demon lord with this sword and saved everyone. The official slaves of now are eliminated. Everything is in line with Lisa along with Lulu is presented as slaves and Satu. It gets confused whether to keep them as slaves or not. Jumped ends up signing a contract and staying with Isa and Lulu. Like slaves, now he has 5 slaves. After a brief introduction of the two, all go forward. When we're coming back, realized that all were hungry and decided to gift all with delicious Satu food too. Bought cute dresses for everyone who we can guarantee that Satu is a great type of man. Satu got a room to Lisa, Tama, and Coxie and slept with Lisa and Lulu. Satu the color of the night and finds Lisa kissing. He felt that something was wrong, and when he realized that the Isa was using her powers to seduce him, he simply ordered that she stopped. Lisa later also revealed that she wants to serve Satu and that if fell in love with him. Lisa gave it to Satu, all information about it being invoked as a hero, and after heard her, Satu asked why she became a slave, and they both fell asleep. Sina comes to meet Satu and stays with angry after finding occurred to clarify the misunderstanding, and when things cooled down for you female slaves and ordered them to go to the market, buy whatever they wanted. Sapota sa, behaving like a gentleman and treating everyone as if they were your own wife. Satu along with Xena okay, looking for a property to rent that everyone can live together in the same place. After searching and looking at some houses, Satu could not find no house and visit the market with Xena. While they were walking in the market, Satu's slaves appeared and showed him their new clothes. Pulled out, bought an earring for Xena, and then they went to the hall to watch Uma. Piece by piece was pretty boring and all. I even wanted it to end later. From the play, Xena said goodbye to Satu and went heal your comrades. Out of nowhere, a big group of flying ants came up and started attacking the townspeople. Pashi has a protegia the inn, while Satu Elisa guarded the gate main with other soldiers too. Flying storm is finally over and Satu together with her slaves are now once again enjoying a great meal, but the mystery only started. Satu was attacked by a mysterious shadow coming home after drinking, and he couldn't understand what was going on. What will happen next in the story? Getting more and more interesting. Satu took the mouse knight and the princess to the store, does everything for treatment because both were injured. The store owner quickly her sleeping. Her name is Mia and she was a 130-year-old princess. After taking them, Lakador returned to Ariza and gave medicine to Lulu. After dealing with Lulu, Satu came back to see how I was doing, but when we got there she was still sleeping, while Satu and Swin talked to each other. Another one woke me up and Sata ran to see her, offered a carriage horse Esta to facilitate their trip. Immediately took out the purchase and asks Lulu to teach you how to walk. Lulu and Satu, they were riding in the carriage, and that's when he got it. Realized that they were being chased. Sata looked at a tree and found an owl looking at him. Sata went back to the shop, does everything, and Net Naze said this one that me is being targeted by a magician. He puts more context than mine, has skills, amazing spells, and she's being targeted. Because of that, out of nowhere a sound of thunder is heard and Sata runs to the room main thinking that an enemy appeared. Sata was laughing after to know that they were all afraid of thunder, and that's when one noticed an owl. Looking at them was the same owl that chased Satu in the forest, and when Sata recognized her, it was too late. To owl turned into the king of the dead alive, called in, and he's determined to take Mia with him. Sata stayed in front of him and made his usual presentation about being a merchant and what a bad time to pose as a trader. I mean, you're standing in front of a powerful enemy and says hello, I'm a trader, whatever. After talk a little to Isa exactly, they fought against Zen and he was strong enough to catch my escape. Sato chased, but he ended up getting stuck in a shadow dimension. Looks like he activated his ace up his sleeve. Got away easily from the shadow dimension, but removed Sato to a cradle, and the only way to escape this crib was conquest, and that monster was able to move anyone from one place to another. Inside the crib, when he arrived at 100th floor, Drew met many homunculi who took the form of a human girl. Sato too clashed in after reaching 200. Walk's End promised to give Sato the sword Sagrada and Mia if he could defeat his whole Zen army. Got mine and went elsewhere while the army they say started attacking Sato. Sato fought with them and defeated their army easy. You know, it's always fun to see the stolen protagonist just obliterate the things. However, back to the topic, Sato confronted the others once, and this time came in applauding him as promised. Zen do a holy sword, he told about his tragic life. Zen said that also reincarnated in this game, but he was betrayed by those he trusted the most. Comes after begged to draw to kill him so that he could find his wife. Sato killed Zen and won the title of Undead King Slayer alive. After they death, they say the cradle was about to be destroyed. Then Sato rescued my Adria of all homonyms, excluding all they from the cradle. All the homunculi decided to stay with Sato, but he didn't handle so many girls at once. Say we can't copy him. He selected a girl to go with him and called her Nana. Sato reunited with Xena at the end and give her earrings that she bought. Sato so began a new journey to take my back to the place where belonged, and now I'm waiting for the reunion between Satana. The interest of Sato for this kingdom and his desire to learn more magic is growing. He is honing your magical skills to level up. The trip was nice and interesting. Sato too experienced a memory involving a shrine near his grandfather's house. After a long and tiring journey of mine, finally reunited with his family. The Knight's Mice welcomed everyone with enthusiasm and expressed his gratitude. Assaulted for taking care of me. Sato looked for your spells during the journey and asked mine to protest them. She agreed and successfully mastered washing spell of bubbles and cleaned all but ours. Curious Sato, who continued to acquire new titles and performing new experiments, and everyone fell asleep comfortable. The next day Sato went an alchemy shop to buy one elixir for some potions, but as soon as entered was by the magic parchment. Unfortunately, someone else bought them all. The magic scrolls from the shop before from him, then he must now buy with supplier. Sato disguised himself in that night and bought the parchments of the same store. The obsession with these magic scrolls was motivated by his desire to develop their own curious skills to discover the secrets from the other side of the Sato forest. Through the barrier and is attacked by the soldiers. He then met a witch who asked Sato to go to his house. She so teach this class the recipe for make a magic potion with the condition that he deliver a letter to the leader of the town called. Sato came home and was scolded by Elisa for having arrived late the next morning, of the witch being chased by a group of bandits, and immediately runs to help her. Are currently only 120 remaining bottles after two mysterious people broke the cart. Who carried the potion bottles is a cruel man who demands 300 bottles. As agreed, Sato takes over responsibility to make the bottles that are missing according to the Sator agreement. Asked Lisa for a handout. Louis Nana to help you make the e-flasks. Ordered Mia and Arisa to help. Inanimate Sato the first made some studies to dry the flasks immediately and then tried to make a healing potion based on your knowledge. We all know that Sato was good at everything, and I mean everything. He managed to complete the 300 bottles of Poco before sunset, but the things are just getting started. Bandits attacked once more and destroyed everything. Sato already knew something this was going to happen, so he hid the potions before the bandits could destroy them. Sato once again visit the Bakinson's office, and he ordered that pulled out of town immediately, for he could never fulfill the request of supply of 300 bottles of potion of heals. But we are talking about this man can literally do anything. He managed to deliver the potions before of the sunset on the stops that if refused to sign the delivery note was when the count ran into the office and said he would sign for he witch husband the terrible acts of Bakinson, taking Count Koana dismiss him. Bakinson was furious at hear this and attacked Conrado. The two were fighting fiercely until they Satu entered and prevented Kurano from killing. The Quenso then Drew proposed that this be arrested instead of executed afterwards. To take control of the situation and make everyone happy, Sata wrote a nice letter in which he detailed everything that occurred throughout his travels. Satu, together with its crew, will continue to your journey and our fantastic anime ends here. Watch the next video if subscribe to receive more. Meet you in the next